Hello, welcome back or welcome to my channel. I am Chella. Hello, this is a future Chella popping in to put a little disclaimer that I know when you're seeing this it is late. And as of me filming this little clippy here, it is April 2nd and I plan on continuing to edit this video so that it'll finally be up. But like you can tell, the background has changed a bit, so there is good reason for why this video is pretty late. So just know there is a good reason, but I won't be talking about that here. It'll probably be in the next vlog or something, which hopefully will be the magical readathon one, since that is happening right now. I just need to figure out my higher calling. There's a lot going on, so just know, I know this video is late. There's good reason, but I hope you still enjoy my best books of 2025, regardless of how late it is. The footage itself is not late. It was from earlier this year, so, but this is future Chella telling you there's good reason for why it is late, but we'll talk about that in a different video. But anyways, I hope you still enjoyed the video, and let's get back to past Chella talking about her best books of 2025. And as you can tell, I don't sound that great. I know the new year started and it went like, you think your new year is gonna be starting off good, but no, let me just poo all over that dream. But it is the new year as I'm filming this. The one that you would have already seen, the worst disappointing in DNFs, I filmed, I think, December. I think I've tried filming this 2-3 times now. January 1st came along, my throat started to feel a little suspect, and then the next day it was worse, and since then it's been bad. It's still clinging on to me like nobody's business. It is now January 10th. I've been fighting this for a week now. I originally filmed this video the 1st because I wanted to get it done. I was in kind of a bad mood. I was just trying to get it done. Mochi was being a menace, which she still wants to be, right, honey? From the horse's mouth, she wants to be a menace. And so, like, I just didn't like it, so I deleted it. Then I just filmed it a little bit ago. It was not working out, too many things happening. Here I am again, trying to film it. Bear with the way I sound. Like I said, I've been sick. It's not been fun. The cough is the worst. I want to get this done so that I can get everything edited and put out. So here we are. We're going to talk about my best and surprising books of 2025. But before we get into all of that, I of course want to say, if you enjoy my videos, please feel free to give a like and subscribe. I would love to have you here. It really makes my day, and I love seeing you here. But let's talk about the amazingness that came from 2025. Was there a lot of ups and downs? Yes. Were there more downs than ups? For sure. But like I said in my worst video, I had more best books than worst books. Disappointing. I did DNF quite a bit, so that did help because, my husband is a big helper for me of getting me to DNF a book. I actually am really bad at doing that sometimes, but he's been helping me, so I really appreciate it. With the best and surprising books. So the way that I did this is I read 33 books in 2025. What a year. I wanted to read 50, but alas, I did not do that, and I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I did put 50 as this year's goal as well, and I've already finished a book in the year, so pats on the back to me. I'm hoping this year is going to be better reading wise, especially since the thing that kept me from reading for a while last year was that thing that happened in April that kind of went over the course of a few months. But now I'm in a space where I have things that help me with that. Alas, here we are talking about the best books. I didn't get to 50, but 50 is my goal this year. But I would say that a lot of my books were like middle of the road. So I did rate probably more things 4 stars, but I wouldn't say that they hit me in a way that warranted a surprising or best book, because it says Goodreads is trying to say that my average rating for 2025 is 4 stars. Girl, if you thought I could remember every rating that I've given, I could not tell you. Goodreads needs to figure their shit out because some is not working. I would say I have a lot of 3 stars here, but I can see why they're saying my average is 4. So I did only read 33, which is fine. So I DNF'd quite a bit, and a lot of the things were not enough for me to think were surprising or best. So the reason why I put certain things in surprising, which I only have 3, is because I did not love them to the point of them being favorites, but they surprised me because I wasn't either anticipating enjoying it or I didn't anticipate the amount that I would vibe with it. Let's start out with surprising, because there were some surprising things here. Again, only 3, and this is not going to be in any specific order. It literally is just the order in which it is in my list, which is usually in the order in which I read it. Yeah, I know, honey. Mochi's looking at me like I'm crazy. So the first one is Quicksilver by Callie Hart. At work, this was selling like hotcakes. So I'm like, what is going on? And I just was in a weird mood with reading. I was having a hard time and I kept looking at it, and I will say I did not like the cover of the book. Like, that's what really deterred me from wanting to pick it up. Made me wonder why everyone was buying it, enjoying it. And it's nothing against like the cover of the book. It's just not my personal preference, because I know I've heard that Callie Hart did it themselves, so no tea, no shame, no shade. I just personally it wasn't my kind of cover. I was like in that mood where I was like, you know what, I'll give it a try. I got nothing left to lose. I'm just gonna give it a try and see what is all the hullabaloo. And so I picked it up. I was pleasantly surprised. I think Quicksilver met me at a time that I needed it. It met me at the right moment, and I had a good time. I enjoyed my time reading it. Was it a little cringy? Sure. Was it a little predictable? Yes. Was it like not anything? Was it original? No, not necessarily. But I think taking it for what it is, I had a really good time. I would say that I enjoyed my time with Quicksilver way more than Fourth Wing. And I was enjoying my time with Fourth Wing for the most part until I wasn't. But I think I enjoyed the characters and what was happening in Quicksilver way more than I did Fourth Wing. Not saying that they're comparable or like one deserves one more than the other. Not at all. Just me personally, I think I enjoyed Quicksilver like way more. So that's why Fourth Wing is on disappointment and not in here. Quicksilver, I think, hit the things that I enjoy in a book, like the silly, goofy things that like maybe other people don't enjoy, like the tropes I could gobble up in any book if it's done to a place I enjoy it. So I had a great time. I wouldn't say it's like a fave, but I do really enjoy it. I do plan on rereading it before I get to Brimstone. I, of course, when I saw that we were getting the special new covers, of course had to get them. I pre-ordered the first one and then made sure to have a pre-order in for the second one. So of course I did that. So my paperback I don't have anymore. I gave it to my sister. But I do plan on rereading it before I get to Brimstone. And I'm not sure how the synopses for any of these books that I'm going to tell you are going to work, because it has been a while since I've read a lot of them. I just don't remember or recall what's on the back of the book or the dust jacket, so I don't want to spoil anything. Quicksilver, I find it really hard to describe. I'm pretty sure where the main character is, there's like a lack of water, especially for the people who are in the lower classes. So they have to do all these things to be able to get them. They have to ration it and this whole thing. The main character has a brother. I think something happens where her brother does something. She has to like protect him, and she ends up in front of the king or the queen. I forget if it's one of the two. And they are, kind of shady, and main character accidentally summons something and they think it's death, and you meet Kingfisher. And the main character has this ability that Kingfisher needs in order to fulfill something. So they have to team up. It's that kind of thing. I know it's not the best, but again, I don't know what was on the dust jacket or the back of the book to make sure I'm not spoiling anything. I don't know how to really describe it to you. I do need to do a reread, but I did really have a good time when reading it. I flew through it. I found myself wanting to pick it up. I just loved it. Did the characters sometimes get annoying? Sure. Did they sometimes do some cringy shit and like some of the tropes and stuff are a little much? Sure. But it met me at the right time, and you know what? I'm not sorry for it, and I enjoyed it, and I loved it. It was very surprising. I gave it 4 stars. I'm excited to reread it and move on. The next surprising one is a beloved series. It is a beloved book series, and I know a lot of people love the movies. I never was that interested in the movies nor the books. I kind of watched the first and second movie because I was going to see the first part with my friend at the time, Mockingjay Part 1. So I kind of watched it, kind of didn't. So if that didn't tell you, it's Hunger Games. We got the new paperbacks, the really pretty ones, and my sister had a copy, so she was gonna read it. So I was like, why don't we buddy read it? I got the first one. We started a buddy read. I ended up flying through it in one day. My sister got nowhere in the book. She still has not continued on with it. I was pleasantly surprised that I enjoyed it. I will say, I will also caveat my caveat. I see why it's beloved. I understand why it was what was the pinnacle of its time. I get it. I totally understand. I will not take that away from anyone. I totally get it. I enjoyed the first one. Clearly, it's surprising. I gave it 4 stars. I totally get it. I still would stand by that it's not my kind of book. Not to say that I don't necessarily like dystopians. I don't think I like dystopians, but this one just never really appealed to me, and it still doesn't in and of itself, but I did have a good time. Okay, good time reading it, kind of loose here. I liked the book. I flew through it. It was easy to read. well, easy in the sense of like it wasn't hard to digest. The subject matter, on the other hand, was a little hard. I did cry. I did think it was a good book, objectively. Would I say it's gonna be a favorite series? No. Would I say that it's a favorite of anything of mine? No. But I can understand and appreciate what it did for the genre. And I will also say that I know there's a Japanese book called Battle Royale. I unfortunately don't remember the name of the author, but I will pop up a picture that technically did come out way before Hunger Games. I would say that, that also is important to point out. So Suzanne Collins isn't the first. I think just in the West that she made it a big thing. And that's great. That's amazing. I'm happy for her. I just wouldn't say that she was the first. I mean, nothing wrong with that. You don't have to be the first in anything. It is what it is. But I can see why this is beloved. But I know a lot of people really enjoy Battle Royale. I will never read Battle Royale either. This genre is not really my favorite. Watching children kill each other, not really the first thing that comes to my mind that I want to enjoy, like to read. But I do see the appeal of the Hunger Games and what it did for the YA space and just in general. I appreciate it and I can see why I did enjoy the book. I gave it 4 stars. I enjoyed the first one. It tugged at my heartstrings. I could see why Katniss could be considered a badass female character. I think there should be justice for Peeta. I think she's doing him a bit dirty, but I do really love Peeta. I don't understand. I did really like Peeta. Sue me. But I actually did enjoy the book, and I was very pleasantly surprised that I did enjoy it because it wasn't something that I was really interested in. So I'm excited. I'm glad that I picked it up, and it was 4 stars. The next one, I did talk about the second one in my DNFs. It's a soft DNF for now, but the first one is Spark of the Everflame, which is the one that is going to be on this list. So Spark of the Everflame, I did give 4 stars. I was very surprised. We got the paperbacks with the sprayed edge. I was like, you know what? I'll give it a go. I know Olivia from Olivia Reads a Latte enjoyed it. So I was like, you know what? Why not? I had initially gotten the hardcover, and then the paperback came out, and I was like, so I gave the hardcover to my sister, and I did get the second paperback. But the first one I enjoyed. I had a good time. I was very pleasantly surprised how easy it was for me to read. I wanted to pick it up. I wanted to see where it was going. It was very intriguing, like the dynamic in the story. It's pretty much just about there's the Fae. I don't remember what they're called in this book. I just cannot for the life of me remember. But there's the humans and then there's the Fae, and there's like clear distinctions between how you can tell them apart. But of course the Fae are oppressing the humans and all this other stuff. So the main character, her and her mom are healers. Her mom goes missing, or she thinks is dead. Someone killed her. And she has a suspicion on who she thinks it might be. Again, I don't remember what was on the back of the book, so I'm going to try to tread lightly. But the main character also is different than the rest of the humans because she looks different, and her parents explained it away by saying that she was sick as a baby, and that's why she looks the way she does. But there's a lot more to it, obviously. And like she has a best friend who... Don't even get me started. But it's essentially her trying to figure out what happened to her mom, getting to the bottom of what happened, who did it, and this stuff that's happening in the Fae. Again, I don't remember what they're called. Part of the thing, because the king is dying, and with how the succession goes, it's not just their children that would become the new king or queen. It's the crown itself chooses. So like the gods or whatever, I think, are the ones who decide who is the next ruler. So that's happening. There's a lot of political stuff, a lot of things that involve the main character, and there's a lot of revolt, warring things going on. So I know that doesn't make any sense, but I just really am afraid of spoiling something. But I was very intrigued in the first book. I really liked where it was heading. I liked how it ended. I did go straight into the second book, and then I was starting to slowly not enjoy where I thought it was heading, which is why I kind of spoiled myself for the third one as well. And I'm like, I'm not sure I want to read to get to this point, which is why the second one I soft DNF'd. I'm just waiting to see what's going to happen in the fourth one to really determine. Knowing what's going to happen necessarily doesn't stop me from wanting to read it. Sometimes I need to know to make continuing worth it. Like with the Jetted Crown, I still love the book, but knowing where the ending was going, I didn't want to waste the time on it. I still love it. I still gave it 4 stars. And I still read bits and pieces of the end, like the end, and it still made me cry. So it still is an amazing book. It's just not the kind of ending I want to spend the time reading for. So I'm going to see what happens in the 4th one and see if I will continue. But Spark of the Everflame was very surprising. The writing kept me going. I liked where the characters, except for Friend, but that's part of the course. I was intrigued. I gave it 4 stars. But that is all for the surprising. They weren't good enough to be my favorite or best of the year, but I still think that they deserve to be mentioned. And finally, we're going to talk about the best books of 2025. And even though 2025 was hard and there was a lot of things happening, really, I think it really helped that I was rating things based on just my enjoyment, and that's it. Not thinking too hard about it. Just like what I felt in the moment, and that's it. Also, just allowing that to, when I'm enjoying something, just allowing myself to enjoy it. So I think that really helps. And I have 6 best books of the year. So, well, 6 is a loose number because you'll find out at the end why 6 is not necessarily accurate. But the first one, of course, it would not be a best books of any year if an Emily Wilde's book was not on here. Of course, Emily Wilde's Map of the Otherlands, the second book in the Emily Wilde series by Heather Fawcett, of course, is one of my best books of 2025. 5 stars. I just love this series. I love the atmosphere. I love the writing. Just the English woman scholar who just does not understand how to human. I love it. I just love it. It's very Veronica Speedwell. It's very some of the characters in. I cannot remember the name of it. I'll pop up a picture, but the other book that I love, it's very that just is like my thing. I love it. I just I gobble it up. So Emily Wilde, I already obviously loved Emily Wilde from the first one. The setting is different in this one because they're on a different adventure. But still seeing Emily and Wendell and all the new characters that come into play, seeing some of the old ones from the previous book, how it all intertwines. Oh, I had such a good time. It was just like sipping a nice hot chocolate on a cold day, just curled up. It was just a good time. I loved it. I just love these characters. I just love the atmosphere that comes with reading these books. And I just cannot sing its praises enough. The first one, literally, you meet Emily Wilde. She's writing her Encyclopedia of Fairies because she is a scholar. She's a professor, I believe, at the same university that Wendell is. They're kind of, in her mind, they're rivals, but to him, they're friends. It's just seeing their dynamic is amazing. She goes to this place to write about these fae that no one's really been able to write about, and there's a lot of things going on in that place that end up happening, and people come and join her. It's such a good time. The second one is just following Emily and Wendell on a different adventure. Pretty much that's some things that come into play in the second book. I loved it. I love seeing them. I just could gush about them all day. But I just loved it. 5 stars. I recommend reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies. I recommend it. What is a best books without an Emily Wilde's book? One day I will read the third and last one, but today's not that day because I want to hold on to the fact that it's not done for me. But anyways, on to the next best book. The second one is one of the books me and my friend's buddy read. It was the one that we read after DNFing The Spell Shop. We read The Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman, which is the next book on this list. We had such a good time. I know that one of my friends didn't rate it as highly as me and one of our other ones, but we had a good time. It was fun going back and forth on who we thought did it, what was happening, what we liked about the characters, what we disliked. I fell in love with this book. It was fun watching them try to figure out who murdered these people. And essentially, Thursday Murder Club is about these pensioners who are in this old folks home, I guess would be like the colloquial way of how we would say it. Is that right or wrong? Don't know. Don't come at me. But in England. And it's seems like a pretty expensive, people who have money kind of place. So there's this group of people who get together on Thursday to solve cold cases, essentially. But then there is a murder that happens and they're trying to solve it. And they weasel their way into getting access to police information. And it's fun watching them. I loved most of the characters. There is one character, I cannot recall her name right this second. It's the one that you get the diary journal entries. She was starting to grate on my goddamn nerves though, because of things that were happening in the book, and I'm just like, girl, maybe you need to step back a little bit. So that did kind of piss me off a little bit, and like she just seemed like a caricature sometimes. I'm just like, okay. I don't hate her. She's just not my favorite character, but all of the other characters I really, really enjoyed watching them. There's like this sense of hopefulness to it, because they're at this other stage in life now, and there's like this humor to it, but then there's also this sadness. There's obviously grief, kind of like a second chance at doing certain things now that they're at this point in life, not wanting to just lay down and die, but living and doing the things that they enjoy. And it's just fun watching their dynamic and understanding them as people. It was such a good time. Was there some jokes that didn't land? Sure. Was there like some times where pointing out how old they are kind of got a little grating? Sure. But I still really had a good time. I did not anticipate who did it. I was flabbergasted. My flabber was gasted, guys. I had such a good time. I gave it 5 stars. It made me cry so many times. Like, it hit me in my heart. So touching at times, but it was like still hopeful at others. You really want to see where it's going. I really enjoyed it. I'm excited to continue on. I want to see if we're going to continue reading them together. I will continue at some point. But I really, really loved it. 5 stars. Thursday Murder Club by Richard Osman. I recommend. Which a lot of people talk about it, so it's not like that's like a cool, quirky thing. I really enjoyed it. So it deserves a place on this list. And the next one is one that I was not anticipating liking. I'd heard a lot of things about it. One of my friends didn't enjoy it, but then another one of our friends did. And like the way they were describing it sounded like something that I might enjoy. So I picked it up. And ooh, did I fall in love. I loved it. So it's by Hannah Nicole Mayer. I'm so sorry I'm butchering that last name. But I looked at the author, like about the author, and I was like, oh my God, we got some things in common. I'm not going to say what, but we have some things in common that I was very surprised about. And I was like, oh my God, interesting. So I was like unsure of going into the book. But I fell in love with the way it was written, the dynamics between the characters, just the writing itself was really good to me personally. I really had such a good time, like especially watching the villain and the main character. I am currently reading Apprentice to the Villain, so when I started reading Apprentice to the Villain, I was like kikiing, kicking my legs, just like a little schoolgirl. Was reminded of why I love this so much. But going into the first one, like trying to like see how things were gonna play out. Then when things came to the light, how it ended, I was like, oh, it was so good. I wanted to keep picking it up. I was just so enthralled. I loved the characters, seeing them together. I just love them. The villain is such a cinnamon roll, and I just loved their dynamic. I just loved it. Even though you could argue that the main character is a bit much and can teeter along that line of kind of caricature-ish, but for me, I think it worked in this. It's something about it. The writing, I think, really helped and lent to the fact that it just all felt like a good time. It was just a good time. I met it where it was, and I fucking loved it. And I'm enjoying Apprentice to the Villain, but I loved it. I really loved it. I loved the writing. Assistant to the Villain is essentially about, I cannot recall names right now. My brain is all muddled. The main character is down on her luck. She just can't keep a job. She ends up stumbling across the villain and becomes his assistant. You think that she wouldn't be able to survive. She's very happy, smile through the pain kind of person. She's gone through a lot. Again, I don't remember what's on the back, so I'm trying to really tread lightly. But she's the assistant to the villain. No matter what he throws at her, she doesn't make her leave. And then there's this whole thing with the king against the villain and a lot of political things going on. And it's so good. It's so good. I do recommend. I really loved it. And I'm having such a good time with the second one. And I love it. I cannot gush about it enough. But I must continue before my microphone dies. I gave that 5 stars, clearly. The next one is going to be a buddy read I did with my husband. We had started The Final Empire, which is a reread for me, but because we're going to be reading it together. And we only started that because we were going to do Dungeon Crawler Carl, but his copy for some reason wasn't going to get to him, so we started that. But then, finally, his copy did get to him, so we started Dungeon Crawler Carl. And let me tell you, 5 stars. I loved it. I was very pleasantly surprised because every time I saw these books, I was like, I love the look of the covers. They look so satisfying. And now they're coming out in paperback, which I'm very upset about, but I'm also happy. But I can't get them. I have all the hardcovers now. Even though I love me a floppy paperback. I love me a paperback, but too late. My husband would kill me. We started reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, which is called a lit RPG, which essentially literally is just like an RPG game, but within literary written form. And I was kind of skeptical because it is an apocalypse kind of situation where aliens destroy all the buildings and everything on Earth. Anyone who was in a building dead, they just like sink into the ground. Carl was not in, he was like outside with Princess Donut. And then these tunnels open up and there's like an intergalactic game show going that's going to be happening. And the crawlers, which are the people who go in, they are a part of it. And so Carl does it to get out of the cold because he's only in his boxers. And it literally is an RPG game. There is a HUD. It is exactly what you would take from a game. And it was such a fun time. It was funny. Were there some jokes that, again, didn't land? Sure. Was it a little bit bro-ish at times? Sure. Did I have a fucking grand old time? Yes, I did. And reading it with my husband was also something that made it so much better. And I'm excited to continue reading them with him. It was such a fun time. And it's not even the kind of book that I normally would go for, but I was so pleasantly surprised. I wanted to read it. I didn't want to stop reading it at like any time. I'm like, are you sure we can't read another chapter? Are you sure? And it was so fun. I'm so glad we read it. And I'm excited to continue. I recommend wholeheartedly this book. I can see why everyone was just singing its praises because I kept seeing it, like different booktubers talking about it and why it's so amazing and why you should read it. And I was like, "Ugh, whatever, it's not my kind of thing." And I recommend 5 stars. I loved it. And reading with my husband, highlight of the year. So I recommend it. Last but certainly not least is the 6th, but let me put like a little asterisk on the 6th one because it technically is 4 books. I'm including in 1 here. I've not been to a series in a long time. All the books are not out. The 4th one wasn't the final one, but I have not just gone to book to book to book in a long time. Yes, after I read Spark of the Everflame, I went straight into Glow of the Everflame, but I didn't finish it, and it's very rare that I literally boomed with this series. And I've had the first one since it came out because I got the Illumicrate of it. And that was the only Illumicrate I ever gotten. And it seemed like something that I would enjoy. And it is a young adult, which I'm finding some good young adult fantasies recently. So I'm very excited about that. But I've had this Illumicrate, and then we have the paperbacks at work. And I was like, one day I was like, I don't want to read my Illumicrate. Let me try this. It was when I was having such a hard time picking up books. So I was like, you know what? And I did start it and I didn't continue. But then as my friends were telling me, and my one friend was explaining to me like how slow of a slow burn this is, I was like, oh my God, that sounds like something I would want to read. You know me, I love me a really slow burn. I love slow burns. So I picked it up. And then it was This Woven Kingdom by Tahara Mafi. Oh my God, did I gobble that shit up. I loved it. And I did not go into it knowing it was a Cinderella retelling. I got that from reading it. And to me, I think that shows how amazing it was. When I had that revelation, I was like, oh my fucking god, this is a Cinderella retelling. And it was so good. To me personally, I know some people didn't care for it. I thought it was amazing. The way that she incorporated that in its own thing and with different inspirations and coming from different culture, I loved it. I loved it. It was so good. I loved the writing. It was beautiful. Was it sometimes a little much, but did I still gobble it up? Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I gobbled each and every one of those words up. Did she say a lot of words for not a lot of like point? Yes. Did I still gobble it up? Yes, I did. Loved it. Went straight into the second one. Finished the second one, had to go straight into the third one. The fourth one is only out in hardcover, and I was like, I do not want to get I don't want a hardcover. Usually I'm fine with it, but I'm like, no, I want all of the paperbacks. And so I was sitting one day, the day after I finished the third one, and I was just like doing other things, and I just kept thinking about it. And I literally had to stop what I was doing to get it on my Kobo because I just had to continue. And I read it. I read the fourth one. The fourth one, amazing. That ending, oh my god, I cannot sing the praises of this book so much. Like, this series, so good. Tara Mafi. Like, could you argue the second and third one? Not that much happens? Sure. Did I still love it? You can bet your bottom dollar I did. I loved every second of it, and it literally one of my favorite series. Now, it lives up there, and I'm so excited that I read it. And I need the fifth book so badly. I love these characters, but I'm not gonna say because the one character doesn't really come in until close to the end of the book, of the first one, and I don't want to say how important they are and blah blah blah. But I will say when I was reading the subsequent books, there was like a thought that started happening in my head while I was explaining something to my husband about this character and like their story. And as I'm saying it, I'm having this thought. And I'm like, it's very reminiscent of Itachi. And my husband was like, that's like Itachi. And I'm like, I literally was just thinking that. And I think that's why I love him so much because as you can tell, I love Itachi. Itachi is my first love. And my husband knows it. And so like the parallels to them, I think made me love that character even more. And I just loved it. Like this Woman Kingdom is about a girl named I'm so bad with names right this second. I'm so sorry. But the main character, she is born with like pretty much ice in her veins. She's a fae, and fae they're oppressed in this society. She seems very important, but she's like living her life as this maid, like the equivalent of a maid. I don't remember the word they used. I'm so sorry. But there's a lot to her than what meets the eye. She's different. Her eyes are like change colors. And then you learn more about her and where she came from and why she's important. Just like her as a character was very good. Was there a time where her logic on something was very flawed to me? Like, bitch, it didn't need to be that way, but sure, pop off. But I did love it. It's pretty much she, I don't know if it's on the back. She's visited by the devil and she sees this person that she's gonna meet and all these things are gonna happen. I don't know how to describe it because again I don't know the back of the book, so I don't want to. It just know that it's a Cinderella retelling. I went in not knowing that, and that I had a good time figuring that out. It's just amazing. I don't know. Just go in. I wouldn't even say go in knowing really much of anything. It's just really good, and I recommend it. And I loved all of the books. Literally all of the books I gave 5 stars. Could you argue some were better than others? Yes. Did I still give them 5 stars for fuck? Sure. Yes, I did. Would I say the first and the fourth are my favorite? Yes. Well, no, yeah, like my top, like if I had to rank them, yeah, sure. But I love them. I love them all. Tara Mafi, an amazing writer, makes me want to reread Shatter Me again. It was just so good. And this, let me tell you, slow burn, and I gobble it up every time. Some people can't stand when a burn is so slow, like literally taking book upon book upon book, but I love that. I love the pining, the angst, like I don't like when something is really quick, especially if it's going to be a series. I don't want them getting together immediately. I love this series. I cannot sing its praises enough. I just recommend 5 stars to all 4 of the books that are out. This Woven Kingdom, I can never remember the titles. And the way that she incorporates, Tahara Mafi incorporates the titles into the books was, to me, amazing. Maybe I put connections where it didn't need to be, but I really loved seeing how they were put in. It, these books elicited responses in me I didn't know I was capable of while reading. I didn't think I was that expressive while reading, but oh my god, I love that. I love that. But it's let me see. It's right over here. It's This Woven Kingdom, These Infinite Threads, All This Twisted Glory, and I think the fourth one is Every Spiral of Fate. I recommend. If you take anything from me today, at least take This Woven Kingdom, because this is that amazing. I loved it. That is technically 9 best books, but I put This Woven Kingdom as like a series as one. Remyosham? Remyosh? Oh, Mosha. Oh, hello, honey. Oh, Blinky. Blinky, Blinky. Oh, so cute. But anywho, that is all for my best books of 2025. I think it was not as like I said, up and down as the year was. I think that even though I had such a hard time, just the fact that I have so many best books is amazing. And so many that I really genuinely can gush about. I am just so happy. Especially this Woman Kingdom. I love it so much. I love it. And this is Into the Villain. Oh, again, I could gush. I could gush all day. But I am glad that you've come on this journey with me. And I'm glad that this recording ended up better than all the other ones. Finally, thank the universe. I hope you enjoyed the video. And I hope you maybe take some of these recommendations. I wouldn't say that I'm a reviewer. I will never say that I'm a reviewer. I'm just here to tell you how I felt about a book. I'm not here to review it. I'm just giving you my little yap about things and how I felt, little old me here in this world, how I felt about these books. And I hope you enjoy it regardless. I'm excited for the year. I did already complete a book this year. It was interesting, let's just say. But I'm excited to see what the year brings and hopefully to read more this year. I really do want to read more. Am I already off to a rough start? Yes. But I've been sick and I did try to read. I did read quite a bit on one of the days, but it's been up and down. It's been up and down. I do want to start vlogging again. I do have high hopes. I just need to kick myself into gear to edit. That's the one thing that I have a big struggle with is editing. Just bear with me. Hopefully this year will be a better year for content. But I hope you enjoyed these videos. I really enjoy making them. I did want to end on a good note. As much as it's fun to rant, I'm glad that I'm ending it on a high. And I hope you enjoyed these end of year videos. I only do these 2, or sometimes I just have them into 1, but this year I split them into 2. But I hope you enjoy them. And if you do enjoy my videos, please feel free to give a like and subscribe. I would love to have you here. It really makes my day. And I do love seeing you here. And please bear with me as content, it might be up and down as there's stuff going on. But my fingers are crossed that I'll have more content for you this year. Just bear with me. And I will see you in my next video.